What's up, guys? Welcome to The Rewind. I'm your host, Nick Major, and joining me today is Bryce Thomas. But before we get started with today's movie discussion, there are two things I want to make you aware of. The first being, if you subscribe to this channel and give this video a like and a comment, you'll be entered to win a free $15 Fandango gift card. The other thing, I want to make sure you're all on the app Stardust. It is my favorite app to do movie and TV show reviews. You should sign up for it too if you love movies and TV shows. You just open it up and it's a social media literally designated to taking little selfie reviews of whatever movies you want to see. And you use it as well, Bryce, right?
Yep, I use it. I got all my little uploads right there, so
I got mine too there. It's easy, it's fun, and it's quick. So download that one. That's for free. And at the end of each episode, I'm going to be putting someone's Stardust review starting today. So stick around at the end. It's kind of like a post-credit bonus thing. So yeah. So
no long credits though.
No
just
long
like
credits.
Right there.
It'll pop up right at the end.
Yeah.
But I guess now it is time to start talking about today's movie, which is Mother. Mother takes place in an old rundown house in the middle of nowhere where a once revered author played by Javier Bardem and his wife Jennifer Lawrence are struggling to find common ground in their declining relationship. The negativity between them only intensifies when strangers begin showing up and staying with them. Strangers Lawrence wants nothing to do with, but Bardem welcomes with open arms. What follows is a horrific psychological thriller that no one will be expecting. So what the hell is Darren Aronofsky thinking? That was a weird movie, wasn't it?
Dude, it was so
not
weird.
In a bad way, though.
Yeah, not in a bad way. It was weird. Like, so from the trailer didn't give a lot about the plot. I think people had like their own theories.
It gave away just enough to make it seem like this creepy, weird movie where you had no idea which direction
it made you want to go see it. Like, it was just interesting enough. Yeah.
And you know, like after seeing like Requiem for a Dream and Black Swan, you know that Aronofsky is all about putting those weird psychological movies down. And this one might take the cake as his weirdest, creepiest, scariest movie ever. It was one of those movies where the whole time, not in a bad way, but I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah, they left, like, they would give you like little sprinkles, but then it did those little sprinkles, you thought it answered stuff, and it was just like, it constantly, you were in this confusion state where you're like, what the hell is going on?
But you're still totally interested on it. Yeah. And to make it even better and harder, it seems like the entire thing takes place in a house.
Yeah.
Did you notice how many tight close-up shots the entire movie was? Jennifer Lawrence's face was like the entire movie, which made it creepier because you felt even more confined in this big, massive house that you never got to leave.
It felt like you were just kind of looking over her shoulder. Like you were kind of walking behind her and she's kind of guiding you through the film. So it felt very close, like everything was personal.
And speaking of just the way it was shot, looking over her shoulder, there was a lot of these kind of long shots that would swoop back and forward between characters, which I loved. I just thought the shooting of this thing was great, and they really made the best of this old house to just give this creepy vibe the way it was shot, these close-ups, you're claustrophobic, but with the editing, no music.
No music.
This movie
you pointed that out because I was listening to it and I was kind of picking that up, but they used more like like the sounds, like
of the house,
natural sounds,
a creak of a floor, crickets outside. I noticed there was always noises outside of crickets, and in this old house, you always expect to hear noises.
You hear like a little bell. You're like,
and it filled it just as much as music would have.
Yeah,
the sound editing in this thing was so good because they had no music, so they built all that the suspense and just the tone with all the sounds in the house.
Natural sounds, yeah.
They did great with it. I was excited when I first heard about this movie because Jennifer Lawrence was going to be in this R-rated horror film, which seems unlike something I would have imagined she would have done.
Yeah, it seems like more like the like dramas, kind of romance era. This was kind of something different that I saw with her, and she was really good. I really liked all the actors, like everyone's performance. You had Ed Harris. You had Michelle Pfeiffer,
Javier Bardem.
And his character is like it's intense because if you've seen No Country for Old Men, they're two contrasting characters, so you kind of get to see.
And that being one of my favorite movies, when you see him in that, he looks different, he talks different. As for the people that are going to see this, Jennifer Lawrence has a huge female demographic fan base. I know a lot of girls that I know, they loved Hunger Games, and I think that's going to get a lot of them to see this movie.
Yeah, and I think just with the film she's done recently, I know she's just been drawing that kind of crowd to her. So it'd be interesting to see like that kind of crowd getting into like Mother. Yeah, that's just an interesting dynamic. So I'm interested to see more of like the reviews and kind of how it's received. That's what I'm interested in. It is an intense movie, and it is surprising throughout the whole way. And like you were saying, you don't really know what's going on. You're kind of getting like little hints. Once you get to the end, you kind of like see those like confusing parts make sense.
But you really have to take it in after you see it. Because when we first walked out of the theater, the first thing I said to you was, I didn't like the ending. I thought it was a cheap kind of cop-out. but it wasn't actually. It's what brought the whole thing together, which is a much deeper story, because the story, it really follows Javier's character, who is just this egotistical man who loves people to love him. He was an author, a successful book writer, and just having a fan base that worships him. You get to see the effects that it has on his marriage with Jennifer Lawrence as he puts everything in his life in front of her, and she's this wife that would just do anything for him.
And she has.
She has.
You see it. You know, that just even the home. You know, just her taking care of everything while, you know, he's focused on his writing, because he's a writer. I think he does poetry and stuff. So it's more of like his, you know, kind of focus on that, but their relationship together, and it was intense. But
none of it makes sense.
And none of it makes sense.
So
you are like completely lost.
and that's what Aronofsky wanted.
Yeah, everyone was just like, "What is going on?" Like, but you know, once it goes and it builds momentum, and then it hits it hard.
I don't think, because we have no spoilers here, but nobody will be prepared. When we say this movie gets dark, it gets messed up, it turns into a psychological thriller like I have never seen before, with how intense it gets.
And I think people were expecting a horror, because just from the trailer alone, and then, you know, it kind of, there are little elements of that, but I do agree with you. It's more of a psychological thriller.
I felt so bad for Jennifer Lawrence throughout this movie.
I know.
And she did the best job of making you feel bad for her. The way she can just cry, the way that her emotions shine through of this. I've always known she's a great actor. She's done many things that showcase this, but when you see it in a horror psychological setting like this, it just sells it even more.
It does. I feel like she got dehydrated with how much she cried.
She must have died on set. There's no way she could have survived the making of that movie. And you know that movie actually got her and Aronofsky to be dating.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to pull her in kind of for more of that stuff. I'm interested to see where she goes with this.
It's a whole new genre for her.
Yeah, it is a very, like, a completely different genre. And I'm interested to see the reviews. That's the thing I'm very curious about. I want to hear people's interpretation.
Because there are some scenes that people I have heard walk out of the theaters.
A lot of people were kind of disturbed with it. I know, just
you could hear the gasps.
You could hear the gasps.
You could see the people next to you.
I opened my mouth. My jaw dropped. I was sitting there like, is this happening? So it's interesting, because I don't think people were prepared for that. So it's again,
the trailer gave away such little
it gave away
that when you actually saw it, you're sitting there thinking, what the hell am I watching? But what I will, to kind of final say about it, is the fact that they were able to make this entire movie take place in a house with no music and hold my attention from literally the very beginning to the end. I didn't yawn once. I didn't zone out once. That just showed me that Aronofsky came in and put together a damn interesting movie, to say the least.
And he wrote it in 5 days.
That's the other thing. He got this idea. And it's pretty complex, stuff.
It's pretty intense. It's a great movie. I do present some caution just for, some people. I know, no spoilers, but it is an interesting movie, and I think you have to go in with an open mind and just let it happen.
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie, a unique twist of a horror, psychological, screwed up story. I thought it was really fun.
Featuring Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence in this role. It was awesome. So everybody, check out Mother. It is in theaters now. If you like horror, messed up, dark, creepy movies, check this one out. Even if you don't, I would say give it a chance, because I personally like that. I don't want to scar you, but I would highly recommend it. I just think Darren Aronofsky is a phenomenal filmmaker, so I will always highly recommend his work, and this one is no different. So thanks for watching this episode of The Rewind, you guys. And don't forget, if you subscribe to this channel, give the video a like and a comment. You'll be entered to win a free $15 Fandango gift card. And also, hop on Stardust so I can post some of your video reactions at the end. You can download it in the App Store for free. It's a damn good time. Once again, I'm joined today by Bryce Thomas. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I am Nick Major. We'll see you next time on The Rewind.
So I saw Tulip Fever a couple days ago. It takes place in 1600s Amsterdam during the tulip market. And the governor, played by Christoph Waltz, marries young to replenish his family. He's like in his 60s or something. And she commits adultery against him with the Walmart version of Leonardo DiCaprio. And so that was pretty good. The plotline was a little contrived, but I think overall the acting was pretty swell, given what it was.